we're going to go over all of the important aspects of the crime of DWI here in Texas. If you're from El Paso, you probably recognize this place. It's the beautiful Cincinnati Street. We've all had a great time here. And this is a place where a lot of these cases, these stories, these charges start. Now, we're going to be covering things like how to keep your license, what happens next, what does the court process looks like. But in this video, we're really just hitting the wave tops. If you want more detailed information, take a look at our specific videos where we do deep dives into things like what is the standardized field sobriety test, what is retrograde extrapolation, and some other cool things when it comes to defending DWIs. So first things first, one of the biggest questions I always get is, what happens to my driving privileges if I get charged with a DWI? A couple of really important things go on here in Texas when it comes to revoking your license or suspending your license privileges. Now, you have 15 days to apply for what's called an administrative license revocation hearing. There's a lot of rules in law that have this gray area. Sometimes they're not so hard and concrete. This one is one that is very concrete. If you don't apply for the administrative license revocation hearing within 15 days of the arrest, you lose the right to do that and to contest the suspension of your license with an administrative judge. Now, no matter what, it is possible to keep a license the entire time you are going through the court process with something called an occupational driver's license, and we'll do more content on what those mean specifically. But suffice it to say, it is possible that you stay driving, and that's very, very important because driving affects your livelihood, taking kids to school, getting to work, going to the gym, all these really, really important things. So if you've been charged with a DWI, just know that it is possible to keep your driving privileges so that your life is interrupted as little as possible. What does the court process look like? How long is this going to take? That is another very, very common question that I get asked all the time. It depends, but in general, the process isn't super short. So it can take a few months to get the case resolved. It depends on a lot of things. Were there injuries? What was the blood alcohol content? Was there a blood draw? Was there an intoxilizer sample taken? So a number of factors can affect how long it takes overall, but know that in the interim, before you get to the resolution, there's probably going to be several court hearings when your defense attorney goes in there, they negotiate with the prosecutor, you may have to appear a couple of times in court, and the whole time, your defense attorney is working towards a dismissal, some sort of pretrial dismissal to get rid of the case. Does that always happen? No, it doesn't, but that's generally the goal of these cases once those come through the door. Now, because DWIs involve science so much, there are a lot of defenses. Some of the things that we use as defenses are things like retrograde extrapolation. Think of it like this. The government has to prove that when you were operating a vehicle, you were at a certain blood alcohol content. But we all know that after you drink alcohol, it doesn't stay at a stable level in your body. So perhaps when they took the sample, it was a different content than at the time you were operating the vehicle. There's also other defenses like looking at why there was a traffic stop in the first place, taking a look at how the field sobriety test looked, was the blood draw contaminated, was the actual machine that took the breath sample in proper working order. So things like requesting maintenance records, talking about gas chromatography, and what the actual science is can all be very, very effective defenses if the case actually goes to trial. But in general, what you need to know is that there are several defenses. Don't feel like just because you got charged with a crime that you're automatically guilty. That's not what the law says. The law says you're innocent until proven guilty. And our job is to tell your story, dissect the science, and understand the details of your case better than anybody. This was just a small intro video. Take a look at the other content that we have. We're going to do a deep dive into what defenses really look like, how this will affect your insurance, and a bunch of other things that require a lot of content on their own so that you have a better understanding. And here's something really, really important. We're not advocating for people to go out and commit crimes. We're not advocating for people to get behind the wheel after having a few drinks or any intoxicating substance. What we're doing is educating people about the law, because the more information you have about the law, the happier you can live in this world, because law touches everything. At the end of the day, if you're out here at Cincinnati or anywhere else and you're having some drinks and a great time with friends, get an Uber, get a Lyft. It could save you a lot of time and heartache. And remember, stay safe out there. Please check out the rest of our videos. And of course, if you ever need a defense attorney, give us a holler.